What if you didn't have to wait for the perfect job, relationship, or season to finally feel happy? In this conversation, I'm pouring a warm cup of reality and encouragement to remind you that happiness is an inside job. I'll share some of my favorite coffee memories, talk about how tiny rituals can reset your whole mood, and walk you through a quick mindset shift that helps me return joy, even when things don't go as planned. Whether you're feeling a little off or just want a boost of elegance and empowerment, this cozy conversation will help you wake up and smell the coffee and start becoming blissfully happy right now. Let's get into it.
Becoming the magnificently empowered, strong and gracefully, with poise and elegance endlessly. I am who I was born to be.
Welcome to Becoming, Conversations in Elegance and Empowerment, where we explore living with purpose, grace, and confidence. I'm Senée, your host, author, and transformation guide. This isn't just a podcast, it's a conversation, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Visit becomingpublishing.com to grab your free guide, Exquisitely Dealing with Stress, and join the conversation by leaving a comment. Now, let's dive into today's topic. We just celebrated my two favorite fake holidays. National Coffee Day on September 29th and International Coffee Day on October 1st. That's okay if you missed it. You can celebrate it now. To say that I love coffee would be a huge understatement. We just discovered my new fall seasonal favorite coffee 2 years ago, and for Valentine's Day, instead of asking for assorted chocolates, which I've never liked even as a little girl, I asked my husband for a coffee assortment, in which we found another two favorite flavors. It's been hard to find my favorite fall flavor this year without having to pay almost double for it. So I've been sticking to my other favorites while rationing the seasonal one. Drinking coffee makes me happy. I'm not a coffee snob by any means. I don't like all blends or flavors, but I like what I like. I think the real reason I like drinking coffee so much is because it reminds me of my papa. When I was a little girl about 2 years old, he would put me in my high chair next to him at the kitchen table and give me cookies to dunk in his coffee while he taught me scripture verses. So many of my happiest memories involve coffee. That's why I often say, coffee makes me happy. For a couple of years now, my husband and I have had coffee dates just about every week at a coffee house in our neighborhood. I'm creating new happy coffee memories with him and adding to that mental scrapbook of happy times. In 2019, during my birthday month, I started working on a book about how to be happy. It was put on the back burner when I started writing The Princess Guide to Gratitude and The Princess Guide to Loving Yourself First. However, this topic has been heavily on my mind as I reflect on the events of this year and prepare for my new year ahead with my birthday approaching this month. So I'm talking about it today. Sometimes we get so bogged down in our circumstances that we don't even remember what it feels like to be happy, nor can we define it. I've been in that place before. So let's take a look at what happiness and joy actually mean. Merriam-Webster defines happiness as, quote, the state of being happy, an experience that makes you happy, end quote. It defines happy as, quote, enjoying or characterized by well-being and contentment, glad, pleased, end quote. Theopedia defines joy as, quote, a state of mind and an orientation of the heart. It is a settled state of contentment, confidence, and hope, end quote. The events we endured in 2020 and even this year, or any dramatic, hurtful event, can make it hard to feel happy about your life and what's happening around you. However, we are in control of how we feel and what we think, and we can turn our frowns upside down. As I'm always telling clients, you are so powerful. You can change your world. That includes bringing happiness into your daily life. Do you truly know what it feels like to be blissfully happy? For most of my life, I would have to say I didn't. However, I am blissfully happy every single day now. Not everything in my life is manifested yet or is the way I dream, but I've learned over the past few years that I have to focus on the positive things that I have in my life right now while getting really clear on what I want to see happen and then wait for them to appear while I'm actively working to help make that happen. Songs and movies have been written about being happy, but most of them don't really tell you how to manifest it. It is said that love and happiness go together, and I believe being happy is one of the most loving things you can do for yourself. Do you ever feel like you're watching life pass you by? Like everyone around you is living in a different existence than you? I totally get it. I've been there. I understand exactly how you feel. I also know there's a way to change those feelings to resonate on a higher, more hopeful level so that you can manifest the things you really want in life, including happiness. Let me say that looking for happiness in another person, job, location, accolades, or anything else is not the answer. That is looking outside yourself. Happiness is an inside job. It's vitally important to go within to find happiness first. All those other things will just be icing on top of the cream-filled cupcake you've already created for yourself. And what you create from within cannot be taken away from you by anyone or anything outside of you. You may be saying, that's easy for you to say because you found your perfect match. So of course you're happy. That statement is true, but I learned how to be happy and grateful for everything that has happened to me in my life before I ever met my husband. So I was prepared to receive this happy gift of having him in my life. I'm not sure that I would have been able to fully appreciate him had I not found happiness within me first. If you're ready for more than just inspiration, if you want tailored transformational support on your journey, visit becomingpublishing.com to explore my private coaching and guided programs. You don't have to do this alone. There was a time in my life when I couldn't remember what it felt like to be happy or even have fun. I was living in another state and preparing to come home to Dallas for a visit when a pastor told me that I needed to go and have fun. I looked at him with a blank stare and said, I don't even know how to do that anymore. He suggested that I go to all the places that I loved going to in the past. I did just that. I went to one of my favorite coffee shops and enjoyed every moment of being in that place. I took in all the sights, sounds, and smells. I drove through neighborhoods where I used to live and remembered the happy times. And I drove through neighborhoods where I always wanted to live, and I started dreaming of my fabulous future again. I stayed in the moment, enjoyed each second of it, and went back to where I was living feeling totally happy. Quotes, if you are happy, if you live each moment for everything it's worth, then you are an intelligent person. Intelligent people are in charge of themselves. They know how to choose happiness over depression because they know how to deal with the problems of their lives. Rather than measuring their intelligence on their ability to solve the problem, they measure it on their capacity for maintaining themselves as happy and worthy, whether the problem gets solved or not, wrote Dr. Wayne Dyer in Your Erogenous Zones. I know from experience that it doesn't feel like it in the moment, but we really do have control over our thoughts and inner worlds, even when our outer worlds are falling apart around us. It doesn't happen immediately, but we can practice changing our thoughts to happier ones. Happiness really is a state of mind, and it isn't something that just happens when outside forces align just right. It's something we can choose in any given moment. Is being happy really necessary? In a word, yes. Research shows that being happy has many positive health benefits, but I believe being happy not only brings peace to your inner world, but it also radiates to your outer world and expands to the people who are in that world. Gratitude season is in full swing, and this episode is brought to you by Becoming Grateful, the Elegant Woman's 45-day gratitude experience. A 3-tier guided experience designed for women ready to reclaim joy, peace, and emotional wealth. Whether you want to journal at your own pace, listen on the go, or dive into a private breakthrough session, there's a path for you. Visit becomingpublishing.com to learn more or tap the link in the show notes. For a limited time only, use coupon code podcast10 at checkout for $10 off the self-guided gratitude journal experience. Have you ever noticed yourself saying, I'll be happy when blank happens? We've all thought or said it, but delaying our happiness only creates more unhappiness. In the past, I thought I would be happy once I got certain things or achieved certain milestones or goals. What I found was that I had spent so many years practicing delaying my happiness that I didn't know how to be happy once I got what I thought I wanted. T. Harv Eker has a sign on his wall in his office that says, "Practice happiness now." Quotes, "Want happiness for others as much as you want it for yourself," Dr. Dyer wrote. He echoed Dr. David Hawkins' idea that what you give away returns back to you. So not only does the person you're giving to benefit, but you also benefit. Joy and happiness are emotions. Emotions are triggered in the brain, quote, "by images of objects or events that are actually happening at that moment or that have happened in the past and are now being recalled," explained Antonio D'Amarato in his book Self Comes to Mind, Connecting the Conscious Brain. You can feel joy and deep happiness at any given moment by simply recalling happy moments in your life that triggered you to feel great joy. So let's do an exercise. If you're in a place where you can close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, I recommend doing that first to calm your mind. Now, think back to a time in your life when you felt truly happy. A time when you smiled so big that your cheeks hurt and your heart was so full of joy that you thought it could burst into a Skittles rainbow. Do you have that memory? If not, daydream about a time like this that you want to have happen in the near future. Now, feel all the joy, happiness, and love associated with this scene. Smile, laugh, whatever you're feeling, let it show in your body. Feel these positive feelings all over your being. Hold that feeling for a few seconds. If your eyes are closed, open your eyes. Are you feeling happy now? See, I've been telling you that you are so powerful that you can manifest anything you truly want. If you're not feeling all the joy and happy feelings you would like to feel, keep practicing this exercise until you've mastered it. Every time you're feeling hopeless, fearful, depressed, just completely out of sorts, I recommend that you do this exercise. You are one of those shiny, happy people REM sang about, and you deserve to feel that joy at all times. I encourage you to love yourself enough to practice giving yourself this gift of happiness on a regular basis. You can even drink a cup of coffee to help bring in that happiness and think of me sitting happily there with you. Thank you so much for spending time with me on Becoming, Conversations in Elegance and Empowerment. Was there something in this episode that resonated with you? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you're ready to take your personal growth to the next level, visit becomingpublishing.com to explore my exclusive coaching programs and resources tailored for ambitious women like you. There you can also download your free guide, Exquisitely Dealing with Stress. If you found value in this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend who's ready to create the magnificent life and relationships they truly deserve. Until next time, stay elegant, stay empowered.
Because